from a woman blaming others for her theft.
I didn't. I ripped it in half.
Why?
I threw the other half.
Why?
Why not? Who cares?
To a cashier caught in a $1,000 scam.
Spin around, put your hands behind your back for me. You're gonna be placed under arrest for suspicion of theft of property, okay?
From bizarre claims during a chaotic arrest.
And I am gonna tell the President of the United States, because that is the line.
To a man's $31,000 fraud, unraveling in interrogation.
Heroin. How much heroin do you get?
Tell us who you are. I bet it's natural when you ask me something.
These cases reveal the shocking extremes of shoplifting caught on camera.
He gave you money.
He did. He gave me $28, and then I just came here to see if they had my mom's sleep aids here.
Why did you steal?
Because I've been locked in my house for 9 years with a husband who controlled me.
What does that have to do with you stealing
I didn't
stuff?
have money or anything.
What does that have to do with you stealing stuff? And setting a terrible example for your son.
Ma'am, you don't have to tell me how to be a mother. I understand.
I'm not telling you how to be a mother. I said you're setting a bad example.
I understand.
Multiple times.
Yes, you're right. You're 100% right.
Thank you for admitting it. Son, that you forgot to pay for it.
I didn't tell him that.
Okay. Your husband, I don't know what's going on with your divorce. You said you were going through a divorce. You're giving him ammunition against you to possibly get your kids taken away from you. If you weren't stealing
I
it.
didn't. I ripped it in half.
Why?
I threw the other half.
Why?
Why not? Who cares? I don't get it.
Why would you just...
Our story starts with a woman caught red-handed shoplifting. Instead of owning up to her actions, she launched into a string of excuses, dodging accountability at every turn.
I need you to stand up and face away from me, okay? Breathe better. Put your hand together like you're praying.
Oh, 223, Father. Oh, 224 has a whiskey foxtrot 1015.
Okay.
Have a seat while we check your purse. You okay with that?
Yeah, there it is.
You got more money in here.
What's in it?
THC. That's a felony.
No, I have a med card.
Where is it?
It's not on me, but you can look up my name as a med.
When you have something like that, you're required to have it with you. And you know that.
I didn't know that actually, because my ID always works in the dispensary.
What?
I don't have to bring my med card. I can bring my ID.
Because they can look it up. But once you get it, you are legally required to have that at all times.
Things escalated when officers found a THC vape in her bag. She didn't have a medical card and claimed ignorance about needing one. However, as the saying goes, ignorance of the law is no excuse, and her attempts to appear innocent failed to convince anyone.
You should know that. It's your responsibility to know that.
Just like having your driver's license.
Why are you so mean to me?
I'm not being mean. I'm being blunt and honest.
To me.
Just because you don't like what I'm saying doesn't mean it's mean. I'm being it's a statement of fact. It's your responsibility.
Ma'am, I get it.
I'm not being mean. I said it's your responsibility to know
suffer the
that.
consequences, right?
Yep.
Exactly. What?
You have an EBT card.
Yeah, there's nothing on it.
Is charge you with this for not following the rules, and you're by a medical marijuana card.
As the situation intensified, she shifted the blame, accusing officers of being too harsh. Her lack of accountability and sense of entitlement stood out, especially after being reminded that her actions set a poor example for her child. In the end, the woman faced charges for shoplifting items, valued between $100 and $749, and for planning a fraudulent scheme. Perhaps a night in jail will be the wake-up call she needs to rethink her choices. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a cashier and her partner thought they had masterminded a foolproof plan to steal from their employer. But what they didn't count on was the hardware store's security cameras capturing every detail of their operation. Here's how their scheme unraveled.
Sorry, 6:30 is when he, on Friday, is when he went up and she took the things off the high dollar stuff and rang up the low dollar stuff.
Saturday. Okay. Now,
And then on Saturday, he came in the
According to the store manager, thefts spanned multiple days and involved cashier Kelly Lewis and her accomplice, Nicholas Preston. Kelly reportedly bypassed security tags and skipped scanning over $1,000 worth of goods, with the pair casually walking out each time, unaware they were being filmed. As officers approached Kelly, another employee reviewed the surveillance footage to confirm the total value of the stolen items. Eventually, police found Kelly in the back of the store, ready for questioning.
If the amount is under a certain amount, and it's a seek warrants issue, then per the manager's request, we're going to ban you from the store, so you're not to ever return, and that's on cameras.
In Arkansas, theft laws are no joke. Stealing items valued under $1,000 is usually a misdemeanor, but Kelly's actions qualified for a Class D felony as the thefts exceeded $1,000 and occurred across several days. This felony carries up to 6 years in prison and fines as high as $10,000. Kelly was arrested on suspicion of property theft and brought in to face Detective Hudson.
Okay. Go ahead and stand up. Spin around, put your hands on your back for me. You're going to be placed under arrest for suspicion of theft of property, okay? We're going to go talk to Detective Hudson, which at that time he's going to read you your Miranda rights. I'm not going to ask you any questions or anything of that nature because that would infringe on your rights. I'm not going to do that, okay? So if you have anything to say, you need to wait and save it for Detective Hudson after he reads you your Miranda rights, okay? But for right now, I'm telling you you're under arrest for theft of property, okay? What happened on Friday and Saturday, okay? All right. Walk with Officer Aguilera. We're gonna have to. Is that personal property right there?
yeah, I'll take it.
Is that your only personal property?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing else?
Is that it?
So I'm gonna be staying in jail.
Right now, you're gonna go talk to a detective, and that's gonna determine what's gonna happen.
Do you think I'm gonna go to jail?
You're going to talk to a detective. That's gonna determine what's the next process.
What does that mean?
What's that?
After her interview with the detective, Kelly appeared in court, where she was formally charged with a Class D felony. Her and Nicholas's actions officially totaled more than $1,000 in stolen merchandise. While the details of her sentencing remain unclear, one thing is certain: their plan wasn't worth the price. No matter how slick you think your operation is, there's always a camera watching.
Ladies' room. Okay. She's already taken products into the restroom. Into the restroom? Okay. She was kind of keeping that in. Okay. You want to?
Yep, Greg's back here too.
All right. And she's been trespassed before?
Oh, several times.
Do you have any paperwork?
Do you still have that picture? We don't have paperwork from you guys.
I'm sorry, you said what? You have what?
We do not have paperwork from you guys. She always bails out of here.
Have you guys told her
Yes.
not to come back? Okay.
Yep.
I'll need a statement in reference to that. So.
What started as a routine shoplifting case quickly spiraled into chaos when officers tried to arrest a woman causing a disturbance. Let's dive into the events that unfolded.
I'll take this back. I'm probably going to wait for my partner to get here unless she comes out of the bathroom.
Oh no, she'll be in there for a while. She took
Okay.
2 minutes.
Okay.
Officers, cautious of the situation, waited for backup before confronting the suspect.
Randy Wilson, Lakeview Police Department. You're being detained right now. You're not free to leave. Can you come here, please?
No.
Don't go out that door. You're
It is
under.
an emergency.
You're under arrest for trespass.
No.
You're under
No,
arrest.
I'm not. I'm not under arrest.
Stop.
I'm not under arrest. I'm not under arrest.
Resist.
I'm not under
Do
arrest.
not resist
I'm not
me.
under arrest. I'm not under
Sorry,
arrest.
I'm fighting one. Get down.
I'm not under
Down on the ground.
arrest.
I'm not going to use force on you. You're under arrest for resisting arrest. Stay here. Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground.
No.
Do not fight me. Do not fight me. Stay on the ground. Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Stay on the
I'm
ground.
royalty. They said I could have anything
Okay.
free. They said I could.
Stay on the the ground.
I'm not under arrest!
Stay on the ground.
I am not under
Calm
arrest!
down. Stay on the
I'm
ground.
not under arrest! I'm not under arrest! They gave me the moon and the universe! I'm not under arrest!
Okay, stay here on the
You're
ground.
not supposed to, I'm not supposed
Stay
to go
on
to
the
jail
ground.
on my own. Leave me
Stay on the
alone!
ground.
I'm not
Do not
supposed to
resist.
go to
Do not
jail!
fight. Do not resist.
I'm
Do
not
not fight.
supposed to go to jail!
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Leave
Calm
me
down.
alone!
Calm down.
No!
Yes, calm down.
No! Leave me
Don't fight me. Calm
alone!
down.
Leave me alone!
Calm down. Stay on the ground.
You can't arrest me!
What's your name?
None of your business!
Okay.
Get off of me!
Nope.
How do you not trespass? You're liars! You're going against your Tom!
Stay on the ground.
No, he's a liar! He's a liar! Mr. President! He's a liar! Get off of me!
Go ahead, Randy.
Get off of me!
Get her on her.
Get off of me! Get off of me! Get off!
Bite. Don't bite.
I hate you!
Stop.
I'm not supposed to be I'm not supposed
Your cuffs.
As the woman emerged from the restroom, officers attempted to arrest her, but she wasn't having it. She resisted, loudly insisting she wasn't under arrest, growing more agitated with each passing moment.
I'm not supposed to be Help! 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 I'm not supposed to be under arrest. I'm royalty. They gave me the earth and the moon and the solar systems. They said I could go and get some, but all I have to do is go to the bathroom and
I think my body camera's
I
under
just
her.
have to go to the bathroom.
Her resistance escalated as she began yelling for help and refusing to comply with orders to stay on the ground. The situation became even stranger when she claimed to have permission from the president.
And they gave me the universe.
Let's keep her. Let's keep her here.
The President of the United States gave me permission, and it's on the site. It's on the website. Ow! You're sitting on my ankles!
Just take a breath.
No, he's hurting my ankle. And you don't even look. This is why you guys are a disgrace. And I am going to tell the President of the United States. Because that is who I'm in contact with.
You're being
You.
audio and video recorded.
You. They're liars. That I had permission from the President of the United States. And these people who are harassing me and have been stalking me are the reason that you're here. And the reason I've been getting kicked out of everywhere. I'm not lying. No. Stop hurting my foot. You are being rude. See, right now you're being hypnotized. There's red in the air. And I didn't do this to my...
The woman's defiance continued, filled with incoherent statements and accusations that officers were hurting her.
There was all kinds of paraphernalia falling out of her pockets and bag and everything. So
Anything damaged over here from
I don't think so. So ultimately, I was waiting here with Greg, the storm plate, who said that he had really trespassed her 2 months ago. She keeps coming back. Always gone by the time we get here.
No, please.
This one? Yeah.
That's what happened.
Let's put her in yours.
No. No. I'm not supposed to go to jail. I'm not. President of the United States said that I wouldn't have to go to jail for the rest of my life because of what I did for this place. Please.
Once we get her feet in, I'll go around.
Oh. Please. It's not a lie. They just said a couple things and then out. And then it went again. Oh, my leg. Come on. Ow. Oh, I didn't.
You might want to talk to him too as a witness.
Yeah.
Or be there, because she wasn't very happy.
Okay, let me get pictures of you really quick.
Yeah.
Is there any gear that you lost during?
All I lost was my camera, but it's back on now.
Okay. You want to take your glove off so we can see if they've got a cut or something?
There's no cut. It just, my joint hurts, that's all.
Eventually, the officers managed to take her into custody. She now faces charges of assault, shoplifting, and resisting arrest. Her erratic behavior and refusal to cooperate turned a bad situation into a serious legal mess, showing just how quickly things can escalate. Our final case takes us to Akron County, Ohio, where on May 27, 2023, officers responded to a report of a man attempting to commit fraud by cashing multiple cashier's checks at a U.S. bank. What unfolded was a textbook example of how not to lie to the police.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna need you to wait a minute.
What is it?
Because, take your hand out your pocket for me.
What's going on?
Just wait a minute. Because we had a call
What's that?
saying that, you were trying to do some transactions and weren't using proper information.
How wasn't I using proper information?
Well, we're gonna figure this out.
I don't understand here. I don't have nothing in my pocket.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to reach for anything.
Okay.
What's your name?
She has
Well,
my
don't
ID
reach
and
for anything.
everything.
Don't reach for anything.
I'm just getting my wallet.
Well,
man.
you don't.
That's
Well,
it.
look.
I'm sorry.
Look. When an officer tells you not to reach for something, you don't reach in your pockets. Okay?
Yeah. I'm
Pretty
sorry.
simple.
My bad. It's natural when you ask me for something to give you my ID.
When you are told not to reach for something,
Right.
you don't reach.
Okay, I'm sorry. My apologies.
So, what's your name?
David Gerber.
Davey?
David W. Gerber.
The suspect's web of lies began unraveling from the start. He had walked into the bank that morning and tried withdrawing money using someone else's identity, a stolen identity he was failing miserably to pass off as his own.
It's a social.
I'm trying to think, man.
Where do we live?
I live in California.
You live in California?
Yes, yes. 242 West Fair Drive.
In California?
Yes, sir.
That's weird because you just gave that address that's on your ID from Colorado.
Oh.
So you got caught. You lied. Okay? No, listen to me. Okay? Because everybody you gave these cashier checks to have been going to other branches to cash them. Okay?
The officers quickly pieced things together. This wasn't his first visit. He had come to the same branch the previous day and successfully withdrawn thousands of dollars with a different stolen ID. Yet, despite being caught red-handed, he kept lying, hoping to wiggle his way out of trouble.
I'm not staying in Akron.
Where are you staying? In Ohio. Why are you in Ohio?
Because I just came to Ohio to visit my sister.
Where's your sister with?
Over in Avon.
In Avon. So what are you doing in Akron? Why would you come to the U.S. Bank in Akron? There's U.S. banks all over the country.
There is U.S. banks all over.
So why'd you choose Akron?
Because this is where he was driving, and this is where I...
So you decided to come almost an hour to go to the bank?
Came an hour to go shopping.
Where? Where are you going shopping?
All over the place. We went to a few different places.
Please tell me where you're shopping in Akron.
We went to this. It was like a little thrift store over down the way. But I wasn't driving, sir. I don't know.
Where are your bags?
What do you mean, where are my bags?
The shit that you bought.
And I left it in the car. They dropped me off. They dropped me off.
Where did he go?
I don't know. He's probably waiting for me.
What kind of car did I call the Littleton, Colorado Police Department? And I have them drive out to this address. There's not going to be another male with this exact same ID and same name, is there?
I sure would hope not. I would definitely hope not.
When questioned, the man couldn't explain why he drove nearly an hour from Eva to Akron, 2 days in a row, just to cash fraudulent checks. Suspiciously, he even needed a pen to write down his own supposed social security number.
The story is making absolutely no sense.
Did you say that no social?
Yes.
So he's lying. You know, if I asked her if I could write my social down, she won't let me.
Well, you got to remember it by Do you have any other forms of ID in your wallet?
I had my bank card.
Let me see those. Do you have any health care cards?
If you don't know your social security, you're lying.
Hold
on, look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. I've been doing this 27 years. Every adult male I've ever talked to that said they don't know their social security number is lying. That's my history. That's a known fact. So if you're telling them you don't know your social security number, hold on. Why do you keep interrupting? That means you're lying.
The officers, already convinced of his guilt, just needed confirmation that he had stolen someone else's identity.
Residential house.
And he's a 64-year-old male, 6 foot, 170, brown and brown, per his license. From 1960,000.
Hudson. There's
Copy, thank you.
Aurora, there are any number of U.S. banks that are way closer.
Well, I can tell you, David, he's a 64-year-old male who's 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Do me a favor, stand up and put your hands behind your back. Stand up and put your hands behind your back.
You're not 6 foot.
Huh?
I'm 5'7".
What's that have to do with anything?
It means you're lying, as usual. Like I told you. So why don't you stop your thing and tell us your real name and ID?
So tell us who you really are.
Because we don't really care. We just want to do our job.
Tell us who you really are. We're just going to send you as a John Doe, and that'll be a lot worse for you.
I'm sorry. What do you have to do?
Okay, we will.
We're numb, dude.
Who's Joe Passarell? This is a social and that I don't know what. For another bank. Dude's committing fraud all over the place.
Yeah.
What'd you think? We weren't going to figure it out?
No, you guys aren't dumb.
What your name is?
You have my name.
That is not your name.
You have my name.
Because you are not 64 years old.
And you're not 6 foot, 170 pounds.
I don't. What's my ID? Tell you I am.
All right, let's go.
Well, you never had a Colorado ID either.
You and I are going to go sit down.
After stalling for over an hour, the suspect finally cracked under pressure and confessed to the entire operation.
Hang on, I'll put your condom and your money back in your pocket, but you can't have your lighter. I kick your feet. No drugs on you, right? No. Okay. All right, I need you to listen to me, okay? First off, I want to know what your real name is. Stop with the "you have my ID." Just tell me what your name is.
You loosen the cuffs up a little bit.
I can in a minute. Yes, I will do that. I want you to tell me what your name is. If you do not tell us, we can charge you with failure to disclose.
You're going to charge me with everything anyway, sir.
Well, we can at this point because you lied to us.
You're going to.
I mean, you lied to us.
I've never had good experience with police to begin with.
Well, then why do you lie to us?
I usually, you know what? I never do.
So listen, hang on.
Hang on. I told you this situation. I get pushed to do this.
Who pushes you to do it?
I don't know how to explain it.
Well, try. Nobody can understand unless you explain it to us. How much do you get?
I don't get. I get drugs.
You get drugs?
That's what I get.
What's your drug of choice?
I do dope, heroin.
Heroin? Okay. So you steal all this money for heroin. How much heroin do you get?
No, it's a bad situation. I know.
Are you getting a lot of heroin?
No, I don't.
Just enough to get you high?
They keep me like that.
Do they?
That's how they force me to do it.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
His last-ditch sob story came far too late. He was arrested and charged with misrepresenting identity fraud, and theft. Reports revealed the suspect had tried to withdraw a staggering $31,000 before being caught. Unfortunately, not all cases end this way.